In this lecture, we will cover how to add fabric tabs to our zipper pouch and shorten the zipper to fit perfectly. First, you need to prepare fabric tabs. Take the rectangle piece of fabric which is 3 by 2 inches and fold one long edge in half, pressing to create a crease. Fold each side of the fabric towards the center fold, stopping at the halfway point. Bring both sides together along the center fold, creating a double folded strip, and press again. Fold the strip in half once more and press to create a compact tab. Cut the strip in half along the center fold to create 2 tabs. Now we have 2 tabs ready for our zipper pouches. Next, you need to shorten the zipper. If your pouch panel is 9.5 inches long, your zipper needs 8.5 inches long. Okay, so all the time the zipper needs to be 1 inch shorter than the top edge of your pouch. So I'm going to bring a measuring tape next to my zipper and just mark 8.5 inch mark along the zipper here on both sides, just like so. Now I am going to take it to sewing machine and stitch about 1/8 inch in from the marker right here. Now I am going to stitch right here about 1/8 inch in from the marking right, and I will use my sewing machine to stitch through there now. I find my sewing machine doesn't have any trouble sewing through these nylon coils. If you don't want to sew with your sewing machine, you could definitely just do a few stitches by hand. So I'm going to stitch my mark line a few times, stitch across the zipper a few times at the mark point to secure the stitches. Repeat the same process on next mark line. Pull the zipper back and just hold it and stitch across this zipper a few times at the mark point to secure the stitches. The stitches. So it just looks like this, and I'm going to use scissors to cut off all the remaining zipper that I don't need. I'm just cutting along the marks. Here we go. Discard that. And now the next step to do is to add our zipper tabs. So I'm just going to open up the tab, sandwich my zipper in the middle like so, and I will use a pins to hold it in place. Here, neaten it up nicely so it's 90-degree angle, so everything is as straight as possible. And I'm going to hold the thread and tail right here so I don't get any knots on the bottom of my stitching. And I will stitch along this edge right here using 1/8 inch seam allowance. And this is what my zipper looks like. So the tab is added on both sides. Repeat the same process on next edge of the zipper. I stitch through both sides, trim off these remaining tabs right here trim it flush with. Okay, my zipper is now neatly finished right here. I have fabric tabs on each side. By following these steps, you have successfully created 2 fabric tabs, shortened the zipper and attached the tabs to the zipper tape. In the next lecture, we will move on to assembling the pouch components. Stay tuned for more sewing techniques and tips. In this lecture, we will learn how to attach the zipper to the outer fabric piece with lining. So first you need to prepare outer fabric piece. Take your outer fabric piece and lay it right side up on your work surface. Pull your zipper slider down to the middle of the zipper. Place the zipper wrong side facing down on the right side of the fabric piece. Ensure that the top edge of the zipper aligns with the top edge of the fabric. Leave a half-inch seam allowance on both sides. Mark on both sides with chalk. Place the lining fabric piece on top of the zipper, right sides together with the outer fabric. Ensure that the top edges are aligned. Then pin all layers together securely along the top edge, making sure the zipper is sandwiched between the outer fabric and lining. Now I am going to take it to the sewing machine and stitch along this top edge right here using slightly less than quarter-inch seam allowance, which is perfect. And you can definitely use a zipper foot for this step. I am going to use just my standard presser foot because the one I have is quite thin, so it will work for me. Now I'm going to stitch my zipper and I see that I am coming close to my zipper pull right here. So I am going to lift up my presser foot and move the zipper pull out of the way. I never want to sew around it because it would give me a bump in my stitching, and that's not what we want. So I put my presser foot down and I continue with my stitching. Now the zipper is neatly in between 2 panels and I'm going to press the exterior panel away from the zipper like so. Finger pressing is just fine. It will work for me. It will work. You could definitely use an iron for that, but I find that finger pressing is just fine. And I will stitch along this edge right here using 1/8 inch seam allowance, and just notice that I am not stitching over the lining. The lining stays on this side, so I will bring my needle down here and stitch along this edge. And again I am moving the presser foot, pressure the zipper pull out of the way. Okay, and at this point I will press the lining away from the zipper as well. Finger pressing again works just fine at this point. And now it's time to add our panel to the second exterior panel and the lining. So I will place the exterior panel right side up and I will place my panel with the zipper attached right side down along the panel's edge right here. The same way we did for the first panels, like so. I will center the zipper again, making sure the same amount of fabric is exposed on each side, and bring my lining right side down along the top edge. And I will pin all the layers together, and again I will take this panel to my sewing machine, stitch along the top edge using slightly less than quarter inch seam allowance. Cut the thread and you are done. You have successfully attached the zipper to the outer fabric piece. In the next lecture, we will proceed with assembling the remaining components of the zipper pouch. Stay tuned for more sewing techniques and tips. In this lecture, we will cover how to stitch the side seams and cutting the corners of the zipper pouch. So first lay your fabric on the flat surface and again finger pressing. You can iron the fabric before jump into the next step, so all the wrinkles removed. Now bring your exterior panels right sides together and your lining panels right sides together. Now if you want to square up the bottom of your bag, you need to cut square pieces on all the corners of your zipper pouch. First, take your measuring tape and measure the square 3/4 inch multiply by 3/4 inch. Repeat the same process on all the corners of your zipper pouch. This will depend on the size of the pouch, so you can measure according to your pouch size. After measuring and marking, you need to cut on the marked lines. Cut all the squares. And now we are going to open the exterior panel and open the zipper about 1/2 inch of the way, and again bring your exterior panels and lining right sides together, and we will be pinning the pouch along the edges. Now as you see, here is the zipper tab of the pouch, and I will fold it in a way where the zipper tab is pointing towards the lining. I will line up these seams and pin it together to hold it in place. I will also line up these seams right here where the bottom of the pouch is and the lining. And I will do the same on the other side of the pouch. And again I want to kind of fold my zipper tab right here and point it towards the lining and pin it right here. And now I am going to take my pouch to the sewing machine and stitch along the edges of the pouch, not going into these notches, using about 1/4 inch seam allowance. And at this point, and I will start stitching right here, back stitch at the beginning, stitch over here, here when I get to the point here and where I have my zipper tabs, I know where they are. I want to sew as close to them as possible, but definitely not over them. So actually for here I might be able to use slightly larger than a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I will see when it comes to it. It's totally okay to adjust the seam allowance according to what your pouch just looks like. Stitch over here, and all the way around, and then I am getting to my zipper tab right here. I can even see how much space I have here, and I'm just going to try to sew as close to it as possible, and again not over the tab, and it continues sewing. End up stitching here. I will leave about 3-inch opening in the bottom seam of the lining, and this opening will be left to unsewn so I can turn the pouch right side up. It's done. Now I am going to stitch this opening or gussets of the pouch closed by placing the seam over each other, so the side and bottom seam over each other, pin it together and stitching along the straight edge right. So this what my pouch looks like at this point. You have now learned how to stitch the side seams of the zipper pouch and sew the corners to create a neat finish. In the next lecture, we will turn the pouch right side out and complete the finishing touches. Stay tuned for more sewing techniques and tips. In this concluding lecture, we will complete the zipper pouch and ensure it's perfectly finished. Carefully turn the pouch right side up, ensuring the seams are properly aligned. Use scissors or a blunt tool to gently push out the corners of the pouch, ensuring they are well defined and neat. Check the fabric tabs to ensure they are neatly positioned. Stitch the open lining closed using a 1/8 inch seam allowance. You can use matching thread for a seamless finish. Push the lining back into the pouch, ensuring it lays flat and smooth inside. You can iron the lining fabric. To give the pouch a crisp finish, iron it gently. Place a piece of cardboard inside the pouch to prevent any creases from transferring to the fabric. Once ironed, your zipper pouch is complete. Admire the straight and neat corners, showcasing your craftsmanship. If you have any questions or need further clarification on any step, feel free to ask. I'm here to help. You have completed your zipper pouch with straight, neat corners. This final touch adds a professional look to your project. Experiment with different fabrics and embellishments to create unique and personalized pouches. Keep practicing and exploring new techniques to enhance your sewing skills. Thank you for joining me.